Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff, and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed a thing. Can I get a wee audio check in the chat, please? And I'll say a couple of hellos. Mr. Packer was first in. What about you, chum? Glad to see it. You've got yourself sorted. Packer, if you don't know, or not, I'm not talking saying if Packer doesn't, Packer knows. Packer knows all about this. But if you are unaware of Packer's predicament tonight, YouTube started hiding his comments for no reason, but it seems to be all clear. I can see him now. I'm glad to have that. Mr. Cray, what about you, chum? Glad to have you aboard. And Sansom is not here because he's in the green room at the Bonnie Lad one that I was doing a little bit of lurking. Didn't see all of it, mate. But one thing I will say. If you are here, Sansom, that wee girl, the picture with the fuck off Nazi scum thing, those goggles, her mother had put those goggles on her to protect her from the CS gas that the very bad Nazis would spray at her. And quite honestly, if you believe that there was going to be violence, you don't take children. You don't. You just do not do it. If you watch any of the parades that we're famous for in my country, you can tell if there's going to be trouble or not, because the ones where they know there's going to be trouble, there are no children with the parade. You don't take children to somewhere they're going to get hit with CS gas and put fucking goggles on them. All you're doing is frightening them. That is fucking child abuse. Sorry. Rant over. Tricky Woo, liked and shared. Thank you very much for sharing that, Tricky Woo. Thank you. Anglo brother, what about you, chum? Sorry, didn't mean to laugh. I just seen Sansom's comment below yours. I did eventually get an email sent back to you. We'll get there. And the Almac has been on with me today about getting the move on with the Anglo-Saxon song video, and that is on their way. It shall be out soon. The sound is so good. Even Beethoven was crying. That's because Beethoven doesn't like my fucking dulcet tones. Eleanor Ramsey, evening. Glad to have you here. And Hashtag's in. What about you, chum? Bass is in. Tricky Woo, I did say hello to Tricky Woo and Anglo and Eleanor and Bass, and that's our hellos all done. So that's good. We're fucking flying through it with not even 5 minutes at that tonight. It's great. Now, what wasn't so great is just before I started up, I had a bit of a microphone issue. The computer was deciding it didn't like it for some reason. So the hashtag's not here, by the way. Right, I'll keep that on the low down. It's all good. Yeah. No, my mic wasn't registering, so I had a bit of a frantic 10 minutes just before I came on and didn't get into my usual zen and chilled method of communicating. So if I'm a little bit frantic at the start, that's probably why. Yes, hashtag's not here. Keep that quiet. And Max in. What about your brother? Glad to have you in. Uh, I- I've got the hard bit done. The hard bit was finding the content. Now I just got to put it together like a jigsaw and do justice to your music. So we will get there. Uh, hopefully, and I am definitely not promising because I hate the over promising and not produce, but I would like to think it's going to be this weekend or next weekend. And also we'll tie up with you to see if you can come on for that stream. 1 second, because I need to cough. Oh, for Bungee Burger. It's a good omen because if the microphone I used to go, you'll get a load of fucking sea shanties or stuff that does work. So it probably is a good omen. There's Spanish chickens in. Oh, thanks, Al. Thank you very much. High praise. Yes, so we had all that, and I'm a little bit flustered, but we will get there now. And there's a free speech enjoyer in Martin W. What about you, chum? Now, where was it? Yes, the first thing I'm going to do is the housekeeping, which Sansom sent over for me, as he does every week. What have we got? Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Ragnar Iron Spears channel. Rags and Jack have they've got the Ayatollah on. And the Ayatollah normally brings 2 or 3 or 6 other people with him, in one form or another. So that should be a good show. On Monday night, 8 p.m., it's Monday Night Raw with Toffee. He also has the Ayatollah on. So if you want to see a lot of the Ayatollah, you get yourself the Rags stream on tomorrow night, Sunday, and Sansom's channel, because I'm guessing that's where that the Toffee show is going to be hosted on Sansom Community channel. So get yourself over there for that. And you can catch put my teeth back on. And you can catch John Davison on his channel Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. as and if he is feeling healthy and fit and able to do the streams. Now, this is where it all begins to tie in. Actually, no, we'll not. We'll do the one that doesn't tie in first. First shout out, Courage is Secure. Does many shows a week, keeping you up to date on what's going on with woke world and politics and new regulations and laws and legislation and all that bullshit that we are forced to live under. If you want to know where and when that's happening, Robin Sugar, Courage is Secure's a channel. You'll find her on YouTube, Facebook, all of the platforms. So you'll get that. And the other show that I want to give a shout out to is Dave's Waffle House, who streams every night from 8:30. Well, every weeknight, odd times he does a pop-up show earlier evenings on the weekend, and also he started doing like a 4:00 show in the afternoon because he normally works outside and you can't work outside in the dark at 4:00. So if you want somewhere to drop into, have a good laugh, nothing serious, just chill out with a bunch of decent people, that's the place to do it. It's the pub for dissidents, where you can go in and nobody's going to be giving you any shit. And you'll get on with people there. It's great. And it's great to the point where my Movember donation this year went to Mr. Waffle House for providing a place for people to rest and unwind and get away from all the heavy political stuff, because that is extremely necessary for your mental health. Every so often, take a chill out and you'll not find a better place to do it than that. So there you go. That was Dave's Waffle House, which was a very slender lead into Movember, but we'll take it. And 1 second, I want to have a look at a couple of comments, because there's some people who have come in and haven't got to say hello to yet. And on that subject, I'm actually quite glad that I'm still that this channel is at a place where I can still notice everybody in the chat and welcome them and stuff. Alpha Elephant, what about you, chum? Glad to have you aboard. Spanish Chicken, I might have said hello to you, but I don't think I did, so I'm going to say hello to you again. Martin Free Speech is dead. Say hello to Don Browning is in from Down Under. What about you? Matt D's in. What about you, chum? Eleanor said, and Neil Banoff. What about you, chum? Glad to have you in here, and I hope you enjoy. And we're going to talk a little bit, first of all, about I'm not going to pretend I know what this means. Right. We're going to start off with this is strange because I haven't totally planned this, but we're going to start off with it anyway. We're going to talk a little bit about Movember, about men's issues, about mental health. Think of it as like a side order of sociology. Oh, here, hold on. I don't know why it took 7.5 million years to come up with a name, budgie. I really don't. Hold on, there's something I need going on here that I need to see that I've obviously missed. All right. Dawn's mum had a bad fall yesterday, breaking her left humerus, and was about to have surgery. Oh, I hope she's okay, Dawn. My dad had a fall recently and had to have a hip replaced, and he's came through that very, very well, thankfully. There's two things going on there. One is we've had some bad news about you, and then I went and made it about me somehow, which wasn't my intention. The intention was to say my dad's had something like that similar, and I'm guessing you're probably about the same age, you're both older, and he came through his well, and I'm hoping you can have the same outcome, and I hope that it gives you some sort of an idea that it's possible. I don't know. I don't have time. I can't. I don't know that. See, whenever I don't know exactly what to say, I generally just write a poem, but I can't write that one in the time frame that we need. But Dawn, honestly, I hope all goes well for her. Matt D saying Happy Halloween. Spanish Chicken's mum had a fall too. Ah, Spanish Chicken's mum fell 5 years ago. Both leg bones. Ooh. Nursed her back. She's 92 now and taking her shopping tomorrow. Excellent Spanish. I'm glad to hear she got over it. I know I have no idea what it took. And 1 second, I need to look out my window right now. Sorry, there was a car sounding like it was about to fucking crash into mine, but it was not. It was actually a sensible person. Uh, there's Ali saying, "What about you? What about you, Ali? Glad to have you here." Uh, Eyes White Shut in 42. All good. Her surgeon's well respected in her region. Plus, she's extremely fit for reality and still right. She's gonna be good. She's gonna be good. 68-year-old neighbour and friend has just overcome a bad fall and hip replacement. He's back walking the dog 3 months later. Yeah, my dad is a bit like that as well. It's a few months later and he's back to doing everything that he was doing. Since I'm sending me a video here. What the hell's going on here? I'm getting too many notifications. All right. What are we going to do? We are actually going to start to do some content. And what I had done is I have put a note on my community thing. I'm going to bring that up and share that. Here we go. If I go to my channel, how do I find this? My community. Yep. Right. Here we go. I will share this and we will work with that. What was I sharing that whole time? What the hell's going on? I don't know. Right. Share screen. $14 likes. Nice. Right. Okay. How satisfied am I with creating posts? I'm satisfied enough to close that thing down. So what I put up on my post was Movember Muse. Okay, people, I'm hopefully going to be writing some poems for Movember. Please comment with suggestions on which issues that mainly affect men you would like me to write about. All prompts that come that's supposed to say become, and I have to fucking do something to edit that. Become poems will be read in the show. I need prompts because I don't know. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to fucking edit that. I'm gonna have to do that now before I forget. All prompts that become don't know. See if that loses my comments. Right. Okay, we've got them. Courage is a cure was the first one, and she said parental alienation, which I'm going to do one tonight. Linda Hunter said, I wrote 2 long messages but deleted them, basically trying to get the younger fellows to give a shit. So they're so distracted, and as courage isn't cure said, I feel feel a disconnect. It's hard to get young men to appreciate how we got here, and so they don't have the sense to protect it. Linda, I'm going to write a poem about that. I'm screen grabbing it so as I remember, but there will be a poem about that by the end of the month. But it's not going to be. It's probably not going to come out the way you think it is. But there will be a poem on this subject. Ricky Rose, nice comment, says the world needs it. Nico El Toro said, remember, mate, it's all relevant. My suggestions are as follows. Control inspiration for personal struggles. And there's not enough talk upholding the good values of our generation, such as integrity, stoicism, and honor, and passing that on to the younger generation. Yes, which is good. And also hearing a good underdog story. Good luck, brother. I'm probably going to attempt to do a poem of that middle one, but I'm going to talk about personal struggles. And I'm going to talk a bit about an underdog story and sociology and how that all plays in. And we can take that down. Okay. Where to start? So, you all probably know most of this. Or perhaps you're newer and haven't heard this other stuff. Brad James is in there. Puke Night was last Thursday in October. Then Halloween, the 4th November, is Mischief Night before the 5th. Yes, we're going to be talking about Punky Night. It's part of the tradition, the original traditions of Halloween, and you'll be surprised right now. Stop putting this off. Right. In 2012, I woke up one morning in my car in a lay-by, and whenever I went through my telephone to find somebody that might be at least not unsympathetic to what I wanted to tell them, I could find nobody. And that was because I was in the process of leaving a 25-year abusive relationship. What I will say is this, and it's in common with anyone else who lives through when did the egging and toilet papering ritual start? That came in with the fucking American wankers. We never used to do that before films of American trick-or-treaters arrived. It's not British, it's not indigenous. You don't be doing that. And see how easy I let myself be distracted. Right. Yeah. In common with anyone else who stays in a long-term abusive relationship. Yeah. Similar to anybody stays in one of those. I did 24 of those years as a volunteer because every night I made a decision to lay my head down and stay there. Whereas the correct decision would have been to leave, but I didn't for all sorts of reasons. Yeah, it is. Well, the thing about it is, I stayed because in my mind at the time, I believed it was better for the kids that I stayed in their life and wanted to try to protect them from their mother. And to a certain extent, I did manage that. Fact of the matter is, abusive people will abuse whoever is available to them. And whenever the partner leaves, and this is the same whether it's a male or female abuser, whenever the partner leaves, that makes the children available, and then they're the ones that get abused. But there is a problem with that because, quite apart from anything else, your children, as they grew up, are going to be taught that their father, or this works the same way with mothers, by the way, but it is much more prevalent for this to happen to fathers. They will be taught that the father is totally unimportant. Anything that he values is unimportant, and they will not grow up to be your children. They will be her children that you got to see on a regular basis. But it's not going to it's not going to work as a functional family or a proper child rearing. So the better option with that is to quit. But quite obviously, I went from me sitting on a lay-by, not knowing what I was going to do, in 2012 to in 2024. I'm sitting here on a Saturday night in my flat, which is furnished the way I like it. It's not a palace, but it's comfortable. I enjoy it. My partner, Emma, is a fucking wonderful human being. She's kind, considerate, and lovely. And for some reason, she loves me. Never fathomed that out. Never fathomed out the why, but I thank God every day for it. I've got a community of people around me that I can network with. Some of the achievements I'm most proud about are the music videos that I've made along with Al Mac. Really talented guy, works with talented people, and I'm one of them, which is a shock and a surprise. You lovely people turn up every Saturday night when you really should be in the pub to listen to my words, and I'll take that as a fucking win. But I didn't get from where I was to where I am by happenstance. Didn't necessarily plan everything, but I did take measures that made it more possible. And that's what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is turning things around and how you go about it. And what I'm going to talk about is oh, thank you. And thank everybody for the lovely comments about Emma G, by the way. She is busy with, she's had a very busy day with the littlest one, who needed a little bit of pampering today for reasons. So she's probably clapped out at the moment, but I'm sure she'll watch it back. But thank you very much for that. What I'm going to show is a thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this is basically about how you go from being basically fucked to the best version of you. Because unless you go and make yourself the best version of yourself, you're not going to get very far. And yep, didn't manage to balance that up, but here we go. So I don't know how old these things are, but they've been about for quite a while. And I'll zoom it out. All right, you get the idea. It's a triangle. You can't move up on you can't move up a level until you have the previous level filled. And this is where a lot of the problems come whenever you try to do things that are higher up in this pyramid than you're actually ready for. So we start off oxygen, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. Uh, for sleep, I would put shelter in there. These have been fucked about with and aren't as good as what they are, but basically, that is your very basic needs that you need to fulfill every day. Now, see until you have managed to do, see until you're regularly doing that for yourself with no help from anyone. You have no business trying to climb on the second ladder. You need to get this because you'll, if you can't breathe, that's the only thing you need to be thinking about. If you're hungry all the time, that's the only thing you need to be thinking about. If you don't have water, you're fucked. Ah, budget. But if the fucked version is all this funny stuff that you always type and have people in fucking stitches, that's good. We can live with that. And Bash, you are far. Bash, you are far from useless. Uh, where was I? Yep. So until you've got your, if you're fucked, no food, water, you're dead within like 3 days. Shelter, yes, you need to get out of the cold, wet, and rain. Clothing, yeah, because we don't want to scare people. Walking about naked, it's not good, it's not healthy. So you need to get those sorted out and do that on your own and be secure in that and then the next level up you're looking at your overall health, employment, property, family, and stability. So this will be within your natural family. Oh, I could do that. This, as in like your mother and father, would be the family that they're talking about there. Now, you get two choices in this one with family. You can either have a good relationship that works with your family, or you can go, this relationship's fucked, and I'm going to go forth without my paternal family. Uh, Sometimes that's what people need to do. And if that's what you need to do in order to have a stable life, then that's what you do. But you do need somewhere to live. You do need a form of stability, and it's hard to have stability without steady employment and your health being okay. So you need to sort out all of this stuff before you start to get into the love and belongingness needs. And what I will say is, as much as I said I've done okay, and I do, I actually like my life. Uh, it's not perfect, but I'm not unhappy. I got quite lucky in that whenever I escaped my relationship, I found the men's rights movement and I found all the information about this stuff and I did the work on myself. And whenever I went looking for a relationship and then, by the grace of God, found MG, I was already a stable person. In fact, I was also, by that stage, I had a bit of confidence because I had achieved some stuff and been respected for the things that I had done, which made finding a partner much easier. Because I swear to fuck, the the thing that crawled out of that shitty relationship was not 42. I don't even really use the name that I had before that. That's where 42 was born, in this movement, in this move to try to make myself better and where I've came to. So then you're going to find your relationship in this, family, intimacy, connections. And whenever you manage to get that, that will naturally lead confidence. You'll achieve some stuff, and achievements could be anything, and they are very relative. If what you want to achieve is to be good at stamp collecting and you've got a shitload of stamps, that's an achievement if that's what you want. For some people, an achievement, and a very valid achievement, would be to not be physically and financially worse off than you were this time last year, because fuck me, with the way our government's going, that isn't an achievement. So it can be an achievement just to not go backwards because you're struggling to stay where you are. And if you achieve that, that's an achievement. But in order to get to doing this, you're going to have to admit some uncomfortable truths. And one of those is, if your life's going to shit, if things are not going well, that's probably mostly your fault. And if you're constantly making shitty decisions and doing shitty things, you need to recognize that. Because if you can't recognize that and begin to change what you're doing in order to bring you to better resolutions, you're never going to get any better. You're never going to move forward. It's really that simple. I know I do not like Jordan Peterson. I think he's trying to push everybody into a provide and protect plantation that's not good for men. And whenever he says clean your room, I don't think he goes halfway deep enough or explain it. What it means is have a look at your previous decisions and see where they brought you to. And if you like where they brought you to, then keep doing it. If you don't like where they brought you to, then make different decisions. You can make a decision every night to sit and guzzle fucking beer. Now you end up crying on the internet like a fucking child with no personal boundaries or self-respect, which isn't really good. But if that's what you want, go ahead and do that. But while you're doing it, don't blame every other fucker, because it's you that caused that. Or you could do the hard stuff and start to work on yourself and put your house in order and put yourself in order. That's where you need to go. And that's how you end up with a better, happier life. Kermit. So that's my little bit of a talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I did promise poetry, and there's going to be 2 poems, one of which is going to be coming right up if I can find this thing. Yes, we're going to read Reflections. Is a poem by yours truly. Bum, bum, bum. Stop at share, present, Share screen. Share screen. Share. Reflections. What she never seen, what no abuser ever sees, was the commotion in the 15 minutes before they arrive. The frantic effort to make a house perfect, faultless. 1 second. I'm going to close the window. Fuck. Right, sorry. We had a little bit of the fireworks. Yeah, incoming. Yeah, performance art. It's all kicking off. Yeah, right. I'm gonna start that again. This could this could go on all night. Oh fuck. Right. I'm gonna hope that closing the window helped. What she never seen, what no abuser ever sees, was the commotion in the 15 minutes before they arrived. The frantic effort to make the house perfect, faultless. However, that effort will always be pointless. It is impossible to present perfection to a person that craves imperfection in order to create chaos. Yes, I still scurry before guests arrive, but it is driven by personal pride, not fear. And you may enter to find things out of place because I am welcoming you to my home and my life, not a facade. This is what contentment looks like. And that's a poem about my journey from where I was to where I am. What happens if we have fought this battle and ended up a genuine loving dad, but at the weekend we just prefer beer uh, and ladies of the night? Hold on. What happens if we have fought this battle and we end up with genuine and ended up a genuine loving dad, but at the weekend we just prefer beer and ladies of the night? You can love your children and care for them, but still do shitty things whenever they're not about. And I think what people who share their children between two houses need to do, the they need to work it out between us. And whenever the children's with his mother, he can do what he wants, provided it's not endangering the children. Is where we're at. Right. We're going to. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to say? Mm, yeah. So in short, own your shit. Figure out what you're doing that's causing your distress and fix it because you'll find that you can. There's generally a common denominator with everything that fucks up in your life, and it's generally you. Uh, you need to be honest about that because unless you figure that out, you're not getting anywhere. You A lot of people end up in shitty situations just through the circumstances. Didn't plan to get there, but you do need to dig your own way out. Uh, and there are well-meaning groups and organisations that will help you along that. Men's Rights Northern Ireland being one of them. If anybody needs help escaping an abusive relationship or housing in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, email me. The address is in there. And anybody wants mentoring, advice about trying to dig their way out of it, I'll do what I can. But be advised, you will be held accountable. And that's a good thing. You need to be held accountable. You need to figure it out. You need to lose your neediness, because your neediness is what keeps you in a fucking abusive relationship. You need to lose your victim status. You weren't a victim. You've got out of it. You weren't a victim. You were a volunteer. Own it. Move forward. And teach others to make better decisions. But I swear to God, I wish I had had me to talk to me 25 years ago. That would have helped. I don't know why not I would have listened. I might have been still too young, dumb, full of cum, but I swear to fuck, it wasn't that long before I figured out that I wasn't having a good time. I just didn't do the right thing and totally got out of it. But there you go. Right. And with that, here endeth the with that. Yep, Anglo, excellent. Well, not excellent that it happened, but you made the right decision, mate. You can't live with abusive people, and you can't fix them. Right. Now, with that, we're going to have a bit of a musical interlude because actually, we'll do the other poem now, and then we'll have a musical interlude. This poem is called The Walking Dead. Which is a poem about parental alienation. And I'll say one thing about this. Anybody's going through parental alienation, see your Facebook page, keep it clean. Nothing about the kids on it. Not a fucking thing. You're going through a court case, you keep that out of it. See if you've got YouTube, do not be fucking sitting crying like a child on YouTube. Do not be crying like a child on Facebook. It will not help. It will only hurt. It will only give ammunition to people that want to hurt you. Anyway, right. Sure, this is called The Walking Dead. He stood alone in the dock. He was told the charges against him. He was precluded from challenging the slander that masqueraded as evidence. He was there to be judged, not participate. When the secret show trial was concluded, he was not found guilty or innocent, yet he was given a lifetime sentence. Stranger still, he walked away a free man, free to live however he chose, provided those choices did not include seeing his children. He was, however, mandated to provide financial support, but precluded from knowing how that financial support would be utilized. Free to be tortured by an inconsistent flow of information provided at the whim of his abuser, which was interwoven with deceit and insults, and impossible to verify. Free to grieve the loss of his children without a funeral or a graveside that facilitates a grieving process, burdened with anxiety, fueled by concern for the welfare of his walking dead children. Society seems surprised. He displays anger. There you go. That's a poem about uh, parental alienation and the family court system. For those of you that do not know, the family court system is totally secret, and the judges get to make up the rules pretty much as they go along. Uh, yeah, it is. My brothers, my brother and I have both gone through divorces, but his was terrible. Totally, yeah. It. Oh, fathers for justice or justice for fathers, or families need fathers. Both parents matter. Uh, I'll tell you where they're at. Fathers for justice have been an officially recognized NGO that has access to government for approximately 45 to 50 years by this stage, and have so far got absolutely zero movement forward. Families need fathers, both parents matter, have been in the NGO for about half that time because they split off from uh, Fathers for Justice because there was an argument, and they've been in the NGO for quite a while. They they did, yes, they did. I need to take this down. Families need fathers, both parents matters. Their big success was, yeah, they actually had something. They had they had got a change to the Welsh domestic abuse law, and it being put under the Violence Against Women and Girls Act, and that was challenged by people on Wales, and it was about to come tumbling down, and they would have had to recognise male victims of domestic abuse and put them into the figures and shit, but families need fathers, both parents matter. Cromwell, Wales, sent in a letter saying that although we recognise that, I'm paraphrasing this because it was quite a while ago, although we recognise that most of the alienated fathers that we deal with were also victims of domestic abuse, they do not see them as domestic abuse, and we are quite happy to have this legislation go through as a Violence Against Women and Girls Act if you promise to do something about the family court system at some stage in the future, which was give us, we will give you all of our current gain for the gain that we're never going to get, and it's almost like they didn't want any progress because they are not there to do what they say they're there to do. Because see if they were doing what they said they were going to do, what they were. Right here, Brad, where's your cousin from? Is it? Hold on, we're just taking it. Is he from Northern Ireland? Uh Sorry. Uh, Well, yeah, if those groups were intending doing what they said they were trying to do, we would not have the shit situation that we're in. And I feel a need for something. That's that's okay, Brad. I was just checking because I have had a couple of contacts, but they were both from Northern Ireland, and I was thinking maybe I might have had a contact from somebody, but who was your cousin, but didn't realize it. But no, the ones I currently have are Northern Ireland. Yeah, I need a little bit of lighthearted relief. With that, we're going to go with the Northern Boys. I think that's what we need. A little bit of the Northern Boys, and we're getting that up. We'll have to get past the god awful advertisements, because heaven forbid you have a fucking ad blocker. Here we go. Bit of Northern Boys coming right up. When the mother of my daughter can live in a separate house and still claim benefits. Oh, yeah. Yes. It's funny how many people separate for the benefits. It's fucking strange that. Right. It is. It's nearly Xmas, and it's nearly Christmas, and we're going to have a nice, funny tune, because that's what I need right about now. The Northern Boys party time. And the funny thing about this is, if these were young, normal rap singers, this would be a very valid tune with all of the words intact, but because it's older white men, it's apparently not.
Don't wanna fall in love, I just wanna get fucked. Traveling mountains, a terrible stop. Heroin, ketamine, jelly bean pop. Shove it in my brain, get it all mixed up. Like wow, I'm a troubled soul. I'm living in a studio flat that's covered in moles. Go outside just to shout to strangers, then I crawl in a hole like an ugly mole. I love drugs and sketchy pills, and my favourite ones are the ones that kill quickly. When I go when my loved ones miss me, well the answer's no. Chuck my corpse in a big main road, turn my head to a powdered skull. Let rain pour, turn that to mulch, and that's the last scene of the Patrick show. As if glue gone paste, now my face is plastic. Having a gangbang to Jackson 5. Right. I'm a ratchet guy, lost my wife for a black goodbye. No, don't talk to me unless it's an emergency. I gotta take a number 3. That's a piss and a shit and a wank in a tree. I said, hello there, can I fill your hole? She took one look and she told me no. I got a wife at home and she hates me. I sleep outside cause she makes me. Big bowl of the cocaine, that's my breakfast. I tried crack once, I just wanted to test it and I'm hooked now. I could marry my pipe, my wife wouldn't care, she just wants me to die. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? I said a hip, a hop, a hip, I dip my dick in the salsa dip on a Taco Tuesday. Get a splaff on your boob legs. Yes. Feel free to say no. Bald bean and full of beans. I got a Yamaha keyboard drum machine. Metallic a patch on my dungarees. I said, girl, can I get your number, please? Hang myself in the neighbor's garden. When he comes back, that's a nice surprise. Let the darkness just take your soul. Listen up, child, close your eyes. Just pull it out, don't cut me hair. Take my face, stub a cig right there. I'm a dirty, wretched man. Call me granddad, cause I fucked your nan. What's the worth? Fuck the universe till it hurts. I'm not used to these kinds of mental health issues. I just want to live in a church and find peace upon me blame. Jesus, please just stop me pain. I know you think that this is a game, but it's not. Now watch me walk away. I'm a love machine, I don't know when to stop. I got a mouse up here that can make me cock. Pink and red with a mighty blues. In the club too, stepping with my black school shoes. Luncheon meat in my boot cut jeans. Chuck it on bread with a bit of knob cheese. Taste it, would you like your bite? Give the clap to your wife and a wave goodnight. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? Do you wanna make love to a sad old man?
Fucking muted. See, I had to knock off the microphone while it was on because I do sing along a little bit, but there you go. That was a little bit of a palate cleanser. And with that, we are going to go and we're going to talk a little bit about the Gunpowder Plot. And we're doing this a little bit differently. And why is that now showing? Right. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right. Okay. Gunpowder Plot. This is this one here in red, which happened in 1605. Now, what I am wanting to do going forward is put these events in their context. I've done streams about the Gunpowder Plot before. I've done streams about a lot of this stuff before. But what my opinion, could be wrong, been wrong before, is that what we're developing is lots of little individual things without an understanding of where it is in history. So I'm going to start using timelines for everything I talk about and try to explain them in their context. So Gunpowder Plot 1603. But where it starts at is somewhere in 1215. There's a Magna Carta. King John signs a Magna Carta on the 15th of June, 1215. Oh, fuck. Right. And this was what had happened is the well, we're getting the Halloween. Halloween's going to be the last thing, and we're going to go through this quite quick, so we get this done in half an hour, and then we'll have time for Halloween. Don't worry, we'll get there. Right. And if this comment is about this, then park it, you haven't read the room because this was just a bit of banter. Just like you know. Right. The Magna Carta was signed because the ordinary people of England thought that LEC doesn't like that one. Oh, sorry. It's okay, no rush. Oh fuck! Right, I don't know. Right, so there was an understanding within the populace that the king had too much power, that was being distilled out via different lords and different legal systems. With 3 legal systems. We had a legal system for the crown didn't have a legal system. He could just do whatever the fuck he wanted. There was religious courts, ecumenical courts, and there was courts for the lords and the in the High Court, and then in the common law we had common courts. And the Magna Carta was the thing that was the first step in doing away with all that and bringing everybody on the more even keel and a more fair way of life. So that was on the 15th of June. And on the 24th of August, Pope Innocent III issued a papal bull annulling the Magna Carta. And the reason for that was he said that it was signed under duress, which it was not. He was the king, he had the fucking army. But that meant that any king or queen that came to rule after that would not be bound by the Magna Carta. So the Vatican has went against the will of the people very swiftly. So that was in 1215. We're going to fast forward to 1532, and we have the Reformation with King Henry and King Edward. Started under King Henry, finished under King Edward. And this was the British government. I didn't even know Tommy was not free. But, that's the level of fuck I give about him. And his here, I've got a question. Can somebody get in contact, or anybody from the United Kingdom people, and ask them could they figure out which fucking countries are and are not in the United Kingdom? Because I seen their rally and they had this song and they're singing for Ireland, which is not in the United Kingdom, and they're ignoring Northern Ireland that is. Could they fucking maybe figure that out? To be totally honest with you, any of fucking Tommy's people that want to come around here, be advised. I don't think you're genuine, and I don't think you know what the United Kingdom is. And until you demonstrate to me that you know which 4 countries you're trying to unite, please fuck off and keep that shit away from me, because I've no interest in it. I've no interest in anything that wants to join with Ireland. People will be surprised about that. So there you go. There's my rant about that. Yes, King Henry VIII in 1532 to and Edward had the Reformation. They're breaking away from the Vatican and all their cruel and unusual punishments and their rules, and reinstating the Magna Carta and heading more towards the people having more say in how the country's run. Then we'll have Bloody Mary, and I forgot to put the date in there, and actually I chose not to. This is to give you an idea of how we're going. Then after Edward, we'll have Queen Mary, who creates all the human candles and executes, on average, 1 Protestant a week at the stake, because kill your political opponents, why not? Then we'll have Queen Elizabeth comes in. Then we'll have King James comes in, and we'll have the Act of Union in 1603. So King James came to the throne. We're back to 1 second. We're back to a Protestant king, and we're back to rule by the grace of God. I honestly don't give a fuck who's backing him. I don't care whose money it is behind it. I know there's money behind it from somewhere, because you don't do that without money. But I'm more worried about the fact that their organization that is supposing to unite the Union. They can't figure out which countries are in the United Kingdom. That would be yes. Reformation Day is Halloween. That's the day that Martin Luther nailed it. He nailed the decree up on the church doors. So that's when this happened. We're starting to get a Protestant king back in, and we're going back to rule by the grace of God. Mary Queen of Scots, the Catholic queen, she ruled by divine right. And what that means is God put her in that position to be the queen, so therefore every decision she made is automatically correct. And whenever she says burn them at the stake, then that's fine and good and proper and the right thing to do. Whereas Queen Elizabeth, along with King Henry and all the current kings, they rule with the grace of God, which means that God put them in the position to have that job, and they need to struggle with every decision to see whether it's for the betterment or detriment of their people. So King James comes in. There's a plot to assassinate him and put up a Catholic uprising and install a 9-year-old princess, Catholic princess, and rule by have her rule as a puppet, because obviously a 9-year-old's not making any decisions. And that was foiled. Then after that, 1642, we'll have the English Civil War, because King James died and a different king came in, and he was back heading towards Catholicism. He was Catholic. Had the Civil War. Then Cromwell come in as protector, and then we had King James, I think. I've left one out here. And then William and Mary came and had the Great Deliverance, the Glorious Deliverance, and the English Bill of Rights, which then leads on the 1690 Battle of Boyne that we celebrate with, which was the first time that this new establishment that was attacked and needed protected. So the Gunpowder Plot is one of several steps along the way to creating the system of governance that we currently have. Okay. Now, I'm going to drop that one out, and we'll do a little bit. We'll do the I've lost my sources page. No, not you. Not you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I'm having a bit of technical issues. We will be back with you momentarily. Gunpowder Plot timeline. Holy fuck. Have I closed this window? Right, here we go. Eventually we'll find it. Right. Gunpowder Plot coming right up. Share me screen. We're going to whittle through this quite quickly. The important bit, I think, for tonight was putting it in its correct place in the history. Here we go. On November 5th, 1605, secret plot to blow up the British Parliament on the opening day to kill both King James I and as many members of Parliament as possible was discovered and stopped. An anonymous letter that tipped off an advisor to the king made it possible to stop the planning of mass murder from happening, and the perpetrators were captured, tried, and then executed for treason. This historical event, known as the Gunpowder Plot. 1 second. Sorry. Because of the 36 barrels of gunpowder found in the basement of Parliament buildings, gunpowder intended to be used for the massive and deadly explosion. So, in 1603, Britain's Queen Elizabeth I dies. Her cousin James IV of Scotland takes the throne with the title of King James I. Although James is a Protestant, he is also the son of devout Catholic Mary, Queen of Scots, so Catholics are hopeful that the king will be more sympathetic towards them than his predecessor. Basically, James was doing a bit of, in the run up to becoming king, he was playing a little bit of both sides, but whenever he took his oaths, he upheld them, and he, as a defender of the faith. But in early 1604, the king shows his loyalty, being solely to the Church of England, by ordering all Catholic priests to leave the country. Going even further, he continues the practice of imposing fines on Catholics who refuse to attend the Church of England services. Now, to be fair, this is true. There were fines for Catholics, but however, this was only for the nobility. The working classes were never required to attend church in any way, shape, or form. And it was quite important that all the nobility attended churches because that's where a lot of the decisions were made. Before the service, after the service, all that, like, and odd stuff. Meanwhile, Catholic Robert Cauchley, whose father had been persecuted for their religion during Elizabeth's reign, meets with cousin Thomas Whitmore and John Wright to begin plotting to attempt to kill James I. I wonder what the persecution was. I'm going to guess they weren't allowed a certain job or some shit like that. As part of the plan, Winter goes to Spanish-ruled Flanders to ask Spain's support in their effort. And Flanders is another name you will recognise from Flanders Field, which is in France now, not Spain. But it is turned down because Spain wants peace with England and refuses to help the plotters. While in Flanders, Winter meets and recruits fellow Englishman Guy Fawkes, who is an explosive expert and a mercenary. Fawkes is also a Catholic convert and has been fighting with the Catholic army in Spain against the government. Meanwhile, in England, more anger towards James is stirred up when he and the Parliament rule the Catholics no longer have the right to make wills or receive rent. Again, the ruling class. And it's probably going to come down to they were upping the rent for Protestants. Fawkes and Whitmore returned to England to meet with Catesby, Thomas Percy, John Wright. It is these five men who form the core of the rebellious group and who swear a religious oath of secrecy. With help from influential and zealous Fawkes, 8 more conspirators join the effort. The conspirators devise a plan to blow up the House of Lords on the opening day and to begin a popular uprising that will eventually restore the throne to a Catholic monarch. This is the Catholic uprising in the Midlands. Around June 1604, unaware that Thomas Percy is plotting against the throne, his patron, the Earl of Northumberland, secures Percy a position as a royal bodyguard. Percy moves into the house close to Parliament, accompanied by Guy Fawkes, who poses as his servant and goes by the name John Johnston. Because of Percy's new position, he and Fox are able to move around the Parliament easily and without suspicion. So they've got jobs in there, so they were able to mosey about. At the same time, Robert Catesby, a newcomer, cousin of both Winter and Wright, begin to obtain and store gunpowder in Catesby's house, which is across the river from Parliament. The plotters disperse for the summer after it's announced that the opening of Parliament has been postponed until February. When they come back together in October, they begin digging a tunnel from underneath Percy's house to the House of Lords. But once again, the opening of the House of Lords is postponed, this time due to fears about the plague, because we had the plague just about then. It's rescheduled for October 1605. In March 1605, the tunnellers are able to stop their labour-intensive tunnelling efforts because Thomas Percy manages to rent the cellar directly beneath the House of Lords, because this was a thing back then. You could rent part of the fucking building. Still posing as Percy's servant, Guy Fawkes attends the cellar and the 36 barrels of gunpowder that have been moved from their storage spot at Catesby's house. The barrels of gunpowder are hidden under piles of coal and wooden sticks, which are legitimately intended to be used for fuel during the winter, because back then we had to store fuel. Oh, interesting side note. 10 Downing Street did not have central heating until the 1930s, because up until then it was heated like every other British house with fucking fire and coal and wood, which is the privileged life that we had back then. Wasn't it wonderful? Even for the rich, even for the privileged, even for the fucking Prime Minister. The conspirators need more money to support the armed uprising than the plan, and after the explosion of Parliament, Catesby's cousin Thomas Francis helps them, as is wealthy Ambrose Rockwood. Using the uprising in the Midlands is supposed to be led by Sir Edward Digby, who is a Catholic convert. Turns out converts are always probably worse. Father Henry Garnet, the head of the Jesuit mission in England, learns of the plot in the confessional and tries unsuccessfully to persuade Catesby to give the plan up. Meanwhile, the opening of Parliament is pushed back yet again, this time until November. The lengthy time between the start of the plot and the actual opening of Parliament gives some of the plotters time to have second thoughts about what they're involved in, especially since there will be Catholics present in the Parliament on the opening day. This means Catholic casualties. I think they were more looking a way out than they were worried about the casualties. Anytime that you plant a big, massive bomb and walk away from it, you're proving you not give two flying fucks about who you kill. 10 days before the scheduled November 5th opening date, Francis Trisham's brother-in-law, Lord Monteagle, is delivered an unsigned letter that warns him not to attend the opening. Although it does not go into specifics, it is clear that there will be danger, perhaps deadly. Yes, this is true. Oh, and also, yeah, he was not blowing up Parliament to make it better. He was blowing up Parliament to put in a dictator. It's fucking madness. They just don't seem to get it. A Catholic who is loyal to the crown, Lord Monteagle, takes a letter to the King's Chief Minister, Robert Cecil. So they're trying to warn all the Catholics. One of them went, "No, I'm not getting involved in this yet." One of Monteagle's servants informs the plotters about what has occurred, and Catesby, who immediately suspects his cousin Francis Trisham of penning the letter, confronts him. Trisham denies having any part in it, but uses the opportunity to try to persuade Catesby to completely abandon the idea. Catesby refuses and has Guy Fawkes check the cellar to see if the gunpowder has been seized or not. At that point, they probably should have killed their traitor. But meanwhile, Robert Cecil has showing the letter to King James, who immediately hones in on the phrase "terrible blowy." He makes a connection to gunpowder and orders a search. The first search of the cellar is unsuccessful as the attendant Guy Fawkes, chosen as John Johnson, ensures that the cellar is rented to his master Thomas Percy, a royal bodyguard. The searchers are satisfied with the explanation, but the king is not. He orders another search, and this time, just over midnight on 5th November, the searchers return to the cellar. This time, they find Fawkes dressed in traveling and in possession of matches and fuses. Further searches turns up 36 barrels of gunpowder. Fawkes is then taken into custody and then taken to the king. He is interrogated but refuses to talk until he is being tortured. He finally admits his real identity and confesses the plot to destroy England's Protestant reign and replace it with a Catholic monarch. Out of curiosity, how many people are surprised that there is a religious element to this plot? I'm just curious. Stick a 1 if you were surprised, and Watch Anglo put on like a 55 or some shit like that, because he's well aware of this. Catesby is shot and killed, and Fawkes and the other surviving conspirators are sentenced to be publicly hanged, drawn, and quartered. On January 31st, 1606, the day of the intended execution, Fawkes jumps from the ladder leading up to the gallows and breaks his neck and dies. Guy Fawkes Night, also called Guy Fawkes Day or Bonfire Night, was established that same year, in 1606 by Parliament, in the remembrance of the foiled Gunpowder Plot. It is now celebrated every year on 5th November, when people across England set off fireworks, light bonfires, and burn effigies of Guy Fawkes. It was a legal requirement to observe Guy Fawkes Day until 1959, when the observance of 5th November Act was repealed. They sort of thought this was important, people. But the question is it still being observed correctly? And we're going to get on to that. I think we're okay for all of that. Now, we're going to jump into a little bit of oral history. And we're going to have a look at this timeline. And I'm going to give you a bit of oral history. Whenever this comes up, it should be around, and here it goes. So what we've got here is a Gunpowder Plot in red. Actually, if I move this on this, yes, there we go. The Gunpowder Plot's in red. We've got the Reformation over here in 1532, which was the start to it. Then we've got the Gunpowder Plot. Then we have a Civil War. And we have the Glorious Deliverance in 1688. Now, I remember asking my mother in 1977, I kept seeing things about the Silver Jubilee, as you would, and me being a nice little loyalist child, I was very interested every time I come on the news. Oh, 1 second, I need to check it. Sorry, just checking the chat. Right, okay, no, we're fine. Yep, I asked my mother, because what happened was they were saying about the children in England were very excited about putting up flags and bunting, and I asked my mother, do the English people not have a 12th of July parade like we have here? And my mother told me, no, son. The English have a commemoration on the 5th of November for the Gunpowder Plot and the martyrs who were murdered by Bloody Mary. We share the glorious deliverance and the Bill of Rights. And in Northern Ireland, we celebrate the Battle of the Boyne, which was the first time that the new governance system had to be defended. So the English celebrate and look after the history of the Gunpowder Plot, the Civil War, and the Gunpowder Plot, the Civil War, because that happened in England. We hold the history and the remembrance of the Battle of Boyne, the first time it was defended after it, and we share the Bill of Rights because our United Kingdom, the history of it can only be understood whenever you marry the history of England and Ireland. 2 islands, 1 history, 1 peoples. And that's the oral history that I was taught whenever I was a child. So there you go. And with that, I'm going to stop that share. And one second, just checking that. Right, let's see, what time of the day is it? We've half an hour left. I think we can have a quick look at the Lewis bonfire. If I can find my can't even find a fucking link. Right, hold on, I've only got up the old way, but we will have a quick look for the Lewis bonfire. Give us one momento. Yep, that's the one I want. We are going to have a quick look at the Lewis bonfire tradition. I'm going to stop it at some point because I've got stuff I want to say about this. But off we go. And this is from Joe. Share this out. Lewis bonfire.
I'm a burning effigy of everything I used to be. You're my rock of empathy, my dear. Those iconic words sung in 1997 by Robbie Williams. But the effigies tonight are of a different variety. I'm here in Lewis for Bonfire Night.
Lewis, a market town in East Sussex, is usually pretty quiet. But when the sun goes down on November the 5th, the shop windows are boarded up and the streets fill with costumed revellers. And then they start setting fire to stuff. But who are these people? And why are they setting everything on fire?
The whole of Sussex is the heart of bonfire, but Lewes is the heart of the heart for bonfire.
There's 7 societies. They're all affiliated with different pubs.
The different societies all have different colours. That identifies them. And each group have different things, like Cliff have got Vikings and French revolutionaries. And we're the only group who still burn the Pope.
Cliff Bonfire Society have been burning an effigy of Pope Paul V in Lewes since the 19th century. Paul V was Pope at the time of the Catholic-led Gunpowder Plot to assassinate the Protestant King James I. And although he didn't really have anything to do with it, he still gets set on fire every single year. But that's enough history for now. There's burning to be done.
So it's early at the moment. What can we expect later?
So we've got the barrel run to start off with. That's going to be kicking off at about 5:30, which is just some of the ladies, some of the gents having a race from here down to Cliff Bridge.
Yeah.
With tar barrels, with a bit of smoke and a bit of fire. And then we carry the crosses down representing the 17 Protestant martyrs. The most significant part of the evening for me will always be the tributes up at the War Memorial. We all pay our respects to the fallen.
Behind me here is a procession for the Cliff Bonfire Society, and they're going to go over to their bonfire site soon. But earlier on, they had 17 flaming crosses, which may seem like a bit of a cause for concern for most people. But these crosses are for the Protestant martyrs that were murdered by Mary I in what was the largest bonfire of people in the history of England. So there is a reason for all of this.
And then we were on to the pièce de résistance, the highlight of the evening for many, the bonfire.
So we're at the site of the Cliff Bonfire, and I'm here with Andy, who's been coming to bonfires here in Lewes for 30 years. What can we expect from a typical bonfire?
Well, a lot of heat and the effigies, political and otherwise, which has been in a social scenario and needs to be addressed.
No prizes for guessing who is the biggest effigy of the night. Flaming torches were hurled to light the bonfire. But across the way, lit fireworks were being flung at a man on a podium. This isn't another anti-papal demonstration, is it?
So are you a pope or are you an archbishop?
No, I'm most definitely not a pope. I'm an archbishop. I'm a bit of a firework nut, as you can tell. I like to be in there. I'm a gardener. I leave a very flat life, right? Yeah. Tonight is my adrenaline.
I saw you up there on the platform.
Yeah.
Batting away fireworks. It was absolutely amazing.
So I get up there and I it's important that I remind people why we're here and what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they just want to get on with the fireworks. Say, what's this blooming bloke doing up there on that scaffold? Folded, but it's an old tradition. It's gone on for years, And it's an absolute privilege to be up there and have fireworks thrown at me.
So there you have it. That is the end of Lewis Bonfire Night. Bonfire. They had about 4 or 5 effigies there. The Jacob Rees-Mogg, the Boris Johnson. They had the Pope looking like he did the most fire DJ set of 2019. It was absolutely amazing. I've never seen so many fireworks. And I'm kind of freaked out by it, but it's class.
Yeah, I fucking got that. Yeah, what I said was William should have had him down the stairs. Also, we need a fucking based Archbishop of Canterbury to whisper in William's ear and tell him to get the church back on a traditional keel. So there you go. There's Guy Fawkes night, and we're just going to be in perfect timing to do a little bit about Halloween. I'm going to have to do a quick switch around and find my thing. No, that's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Pages. Yep. Here we go. All Hallows Eve. A little poem about Halloween. On All Hallows Eve, the field grows thin, allows the spirits to visit their living kin, and so the ritual doth begin. The people from their homes will rise to roam the streets dressed in disguise, lest the ancestors' love they compromise. Then in the shadows of the mist, collective confusion will exist, excusing many an illicit tryst. For whom met whom none can tell, under the evening's enchanted spell, before the morning they bid farewell. As dawn breaks they saunter home, the night's dalliances forever unknown, no want or need to ever atone. For on All Hallows Eve the field grows thin, the seed is spread to protect onboard kin, an honest mistake cannot be a sin. That's a little poem about Halloween. The ancient British traditions around All Hallows Eve. now known as Halloween, involve people dressing up in disguise and leaving their houses. The reason for this is they believed that on this eve, the field between the living world and the spirit world was so thin it becomes transparent and the spirits can cross over. A person's natural reaction to seeing a ghost is to be frightened. However, this natural fright could very well embarrass their living relative. I mean, their granda has just popped in to say hello, and he's scared the shit out of you, and now you've made him embarrassed. And the relative, they didn't mean for the person to see them; they just wanted to see their descendants. To avoid this unfortunate circumstances, people would disguise themselves and leave their home. Often men from the village would wander so far into the fields and the mist that they happened upon the next village over. And with everyone being in disguise, men would happen upon women they believed to be their wives, and the women would mistake these men for their husbands. And due to their inability to return home for fear of displeasing their ancestors, they would take to the fields and the forests and lie together for the night. These actions would not be talked about after the event and caused zero repercussions. However, given the nature of society then and the small contained realities of village life, this festival introduced new seed that mitigated problems caused by inbreeding. These traditions have over the years been sanitized to fit the sensibilities of the current time, such as the revision to Punky Night, where the women from Hutton made impromptu lanterns and travelled to Christopher in search of their drunken husbands. Though the days of my youth where children would dress up and make lanterns going from door to door, collecting money from Halloween, through today's version known as Trick or Treat. And these are bastardizations of the original festival. We will have a little bit of a look at Punky Night. Share this. Share that screen. Share that screen. Hilton St. George Punky Night. Let's have a quick dookie at what this is like on the that is small. We are going to zoom that in. For fuck's sake. Zoom that out again. Right. We're going to have to live with that. Resisting the pies, yes, we are straight into we are now in the Halloween stuff. Mr. Pies that need to be resisted. A junkie night, not a punky night. A punky is a hollowed out mangoid or man wurzel. There's a little picture of them, like a turnipy type thing, with a lit candle inside to make a lantern. Very much like the turnip lanterns we made as children for Halloween in the northeast England before the ubiquitous pumpkin took centre stage. The children of Hintley St. George carry these lanterns in a procession around the village on the last Thursday of October, chanting a special rhyme. They are led by a punky king and queen, and prizes are given to the best assigned punkies. The origins of the custom are obscure. No shit, Sherlock. Like the things that happened that night. And with legends of the original lanterns being made by the village wives going in search of their inebriated husbands who lost their way home from Chilsborough Fair. Yes, they just got a little bit waylaid on that night where everybody gets waylaid and then laid. Expect at least 250 people there, many in spooky fancy dress. It seems almost impossible. Punky Night isn't closely linked with Halloween. Of course, it's totally linked with Halloween. It is fucking Halloween, you dicks. And though the custom has its own unique aspects, it bears strong resemblance to the traditions carried out all over the UK for Halloween. It's actually pretty close to the original. It's pretty close. They've got as close to it as they can without, and they've kept it in the folk tradition, so there is that, but they're very close to the original. The parade follows route around the village with stops for Morris dancing, singing a punky song before they return to Village Hall where judging takes place. Punkies are hung a special beam on the stage, and there are categories for different age groups with prizes for the top three in each category. So there you go. That's Punky Night. There is the actual a bit of social proof for the theory, as it were. And what I will also say is what seems to have stayed all the way through. The part of this is where it's definitely carried on is you will notice whenever women decide to dress up for Halloween, a good few of them decide to dress up as a slut, which is probably fitting because that's what this night was about. It was about going out, being on your own, getting away from your ancestors, and having an illicit shag with somebody, as so many of our festivals were. So there you go. There's your traditional Halloween. And I think I'm actually going to finish with a poem. Yes, Special K, tarts. I'm going to finish with a poem. I do have another one. I have another Halloween one. I just find this. Fuck, must be a year since I ever wrote a poem or published one on All Poetry. Sorry, just getting this up. Changing traditions. Here we go. There's a nice little picture of a lantern. And I wanted to check these comments. Sorry. What the hell? Right. I can actually see all the things now. Depending on where you lived, that happened when the American films, the films of the American Halloween films and Trick or Treating and all appeared. It's shit. I hate it. And the maypole is indeed a cock. Right. Where will? Oh yes, changing relations. Nice picture of a turnip. Not mine. I found that picture off the internet. One of my abiding childhood memories is counting money on the windowsill of my house with my friends. The proceeds of collecting money for Halloween by children dressed up, as was the tradition of the time. I even remember the rhyme recited by us kids to extract cash from the owls in the area. bad time to need to cough. Halloween is coming and the goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God bless you and your old man too. As children, we did not understand the compassion in that rhyme. We just enjoyed counting the coins and dividing the spoils equally. Neither did we understand that the field was thin, causing the need to be disguised and absent from your abode. That revelation would come later, but only to those with inquisitive minds and the need to understand traditions. The Belfast children of today, who through American influence demand candy and cash with an inferior rhyme. Trick or treat, smelly feet, give us something nice to eat. They know nothing of what they have lost and will never be inquisitive about the origins of the tradition or have compassion for those that placed a stone in the bag because that was all they had to give. This is change, not progress. Well, see, it's like this, Linda. As you heard at the start of the stream, through this year I've made a lot of changes. Streaky Bacon's one of them. He can be a cunt elsewhere. If he hasn't figured that out by now, he needs to figure it out. But yeah, I do know he's blocked. I blocked him. Because I've got personal standards. And you can do one of two things. You can call me a cunt all over the internet if you want. But you don't get to do it here. I think it actually got kicked in by the SAS, my man. I think it did. Like I said, there's been a lot of changes. There's been changes about this place because it was going in a bad direction. And if you don't see the people, they're one of the changes. That's just how shit goes. I will say that I'm back to enjoying my streams. I haven't had the same problems, and life's good. I've got a bunch of people here that want to be here, and nobody's getting abused. It's great. So that's how it is. I honestly thought everybody'd figured that out by now. Haven't spoke about it publicly. Because everybody's blocked decided they wanted to talk about me on the internet, and none of them wanted to talk to me, so they're not here no more. That's how standards work. Pack Alexi abuse. All very good. Right. Right, and with that, I'm going to find a outro. And oh yes, there will be a new outro coming up. The Anglo-Saxon poem is oh, that's not good. If the chat's not working. Right, I'm going to find a outro. It's going to be a video file. It's going to be harmony, melody, and rhyme. Because I've just decided that. Hopefully it's going to come up very quickly. All right. The new song. Right. As you know, I wrote a poem, The Anglo-Saxon. I then done a voice recording and sent that off to Almac, who did a fucking wonderful job of putting music to it. And they never came back to me. I had another idea. We'll maybe do a double one. Well, maybe I'll do a double. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, yeah. Right. Did a really good job of putting music to it. So good that we then got Emma G to put Parkgate of No Idea. Well, not the shipyard got a new owner. We got Emma G to recite a few lines and we put that into it. And I'm now in the process of putting the images to it, and it is looking fucking amazing. This will be hopefully the best one yet, and it will be very soon. That's what's coming up. That's what's coming up soon. And I'm really looking forward to it. And then we have another project coming off the back after that. We've been busy. We've been busy little beavers in this neck of the woods, and things is going to be good. And here we go with part one of the 2-tier outro, because Anglo has just requested some bug eating, so we'll do a double, and I'll put all the stuff up on the screen.
Hello, this is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. You are not alone, and we shall walk this journey together. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Let us gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. For from that grand house they tried to burn down, there's gold in the ashes if you look around. Let us gather together those that can perform, then from those scarred timbers build our own platform. Build our own platform. We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing for all time. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. We descended from minstrels in old days of yore. We will create a culture as we did once before, forced to stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. Forced to stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing we will sing harmony, melody, rhyme. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. I have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. You never realized you could not kill a dream. So we will gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. You're talking to 42. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people, harmony, melody, and rhyme. We will sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people with the ancient trilogy of harmony, melody, rhyme. Never realized you cannot kill a dream. You cannot kill a dream. And we shall walk this journey together.
Right, just let me get the next one up, and we're going to It's a Bugs. I get this up, and by the way, this could turn into a bit of a concert because after this is a song I'm going to play. You can stick around for it or not. It's up to yourselves. But yes, it's going to be a 3 outro night tonight because I've had a hankering to play some music. And why is this fucking not sharing? I don't know why. Mate, I can't make that one play as yet. If we could get even the music on the list properly. And this is not fucking... Why is this not working? I can't get the file for Eat the Bugs to play. No bugs. Right, hold on. I'm going to play the other song I was going to play, and I will have a go at trying to get... I will get this one up the next time, but for now, we're going to have a little surprise extra one, and it's dedicated to everybody that I blocked this year. Yeah.
Build
DJ,
wealth every day
Street
with Trading 212. Invest with zero commission. And
Got
without the
100%,
hassle of picking...
you know.
Friends all tried to warn me, but I held my head up high. All the time they warned me, but I only passed them by. They all tried to tell me, but I guess I didn't care. I turned my back and left them standing there. All the burning bridges that I Everyone I left behind each time I close the door. Burning bridges lost forevermore. Joey tried to help me find a job a while ago. When I finally got it, I didn't want to go. Marty Mary gave for me when I just walked away. Now there's nothing left for me to say. All the burning bridges that have fallen after me, all the lonely feelings and the burning memories. Everyone I left behind each time I close the door. Burning bridges lost forevermore. Years have passed and I keep thinking what a fool I've been. I look back into the past and think of way back then. I know that I lost everything I thought that I could win. I guess I should have listened to my friends. All the burning bridges that have fallen after me, all the lonely feelings and the burning memories. Everyone I left behind each time I close the door. Burning bridges lost forevermore. Burning bridges lost forevermore.
Right, that's that one. And now we're going to definitely finish. When was the last time Stormont was taken by people? That's a really good question. And I'm not even sure it has been. It was created by the people. It got taken by the bureaucrats. Right. I'm going to have to share this off the YouTube video, so it'll be a bit compressed, but it's the best I can do at the minute.
This is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Oh shit, man. Eat the bugs? You got me wrong. You got me so wrong. You ever seen a cave drawing of somebody with a spear hunting a mosquito? Well, me either. We eat and we have choices. You think the hedgehog right? It tastes like chicken. Fucking chicken. I ain't eating your bugs. I ain't eating your bugs. I started off with nothing and I'm never going back. I'm not getting on your progressive track. With Agenda 2030, I refuse to engage. I can see where it is going and it's just another cage. I've got hedgehog, I've got rabbit, I've got wild hog. Fuck it, I could even move to Alaska and get me a nice car, buddy. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. They're trying to take away what I worked so hard to get, so I'm going to say no to your cattle car train. Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy. Oh, nothing will be happy. I've seen the people with nothing and they don't look happy. Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy. Oh, nothing will be happy. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh shit, man. You got me wrong. You got me so fucking wrong. There are millions of us in the UK. Billions worldwide. Unvaccinated. Striding out into our third winter of death with not a care in the waters. Eating pig, eating cow, eating chicken, and we will not conform. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. Hey, Klaus Schwab, this is 42, and I want the word with you. Motherfucker.
We have an opportunity for the great reset. Technology is a critical weapon. History is truly at a turning point. We can shape a better world, and we will reglobalize to make it a better place. So will all know, and so will live, and so will eat the bugs.
You haven't got me talking. Where's United Nations in charge of Stonehenge? Keeping me away from the stones? That's not world heritage, that's British heritage. You're getting to a point where the people just want to be left alone and going to get involved. Tell me again, where's United Nations running Stonehenge? Fuck it. Stonehenge museums a fucking mountain range now owned by UNESCO, so you and I can never go. From your 15-minute cities and your Internet of Things, we are going back to nature, see what that life brings. We had a good look at the plan we did, so we hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid.
This is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Fuck it. I was trying to take it off the screen the wrong way because it's normally it's different. Right, anyway. People, thank you very much. It is an absolute pleasure doing this stream every week. These are a brilliant bunch of people. I've been 42. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Thank you. Good night. God bless. And I'll see you all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.